Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. How are you doing today? I hope you are having a wonderful day. The other part of the 2A, the Second Amendment, it's not just about the right to bear these. What is the other part? Militia. Yep, it's the Militia Clause. So, what is militia? Militia has different meanings for different people. To me, militia means we the people. Everybody, you, me, everybody that's not active duty military. If you're active duty military, you're not part of the militia because you're part of the standing army. But even within that, what does it mean for different people? A lot of people have negative connotations when they hear the term militia. And I get it. I did a long time ago until I started doing research and stuff like that. But I'm talking about constitutional militias. I'm not talking about racist organizations, hate organizations, or anything of the such that call themselves militias. In this talk, I'm talking about real militias, constitutional militias, law-abiding militias, people, good people. But there's a lot of different thought behind it, a lot of different processes. And the militia, I've done videos about like the militant farmer concept and militias and how militias and preppers can work together to ensure that like militias are like the combative arm of our groups. Then the preppers can be the supply train, okay, the supplies, because we don't want militias out there running around without supplies, because then they can become part of the problem. They're going to have families to feed, they're going to need to feed themselves, and we don't want them becoming bad guys because they have to. We want to work together to make the whole thing a better idea. But yeah, the Second Amendment, Founding Fathers, Minuteman. Like I said, the negative connotations, it shouldn't be negative. Shouldn't be a negative term. Everybody should be able to just basically go down and sign up for their local militia and be part of it. It's part of who we are, what we are as a nation. Extremist? No, it's not extremist. It should not be extreme to follow the Constitution. That is the supreme law of the land. Those rights are protected by the Constitution given to us by God. Is it racist? Is the militia racist? Some groups that call themselves militia are racist organizations. Yes. Is a constitutional militia racist? No. Every website, everybody I've talked to from constitutional militias say it all the time. We are not racist. We are not hate. We do not want to, do anything bad to the government, barring if it becomes tyrannical. We need to stand up and be there for a reason. That's the purpose of the militia. It's not anti-government. It is supporting the government, actually, just standing up against, like I said, tyrannical government. But we are pro-government. We, meaning preppers, militia types, whatever you want to call it. I'm not in a militia. But we all are the militia. So you don't have to be part of a militia, an organized or unorganized, whatever militia, to be part of the militia. You are. Anti-government. No, not anti-government. Citizens. You, me, everyone. We're on call if needed, basically. It's unorganized, yet disciplined. That means that firearms training. We need to be able to know how to properly disciplined operation of these weapon systems safely in an effective manner. Training and standards. Some militia organizations are really good about this. They have high standards and they have good training. Some, not so much. Some are trying to catch up. Some are they just don't really have the right idea. But the idea and the concept, the idea that they're forming together is good. So basically, talking about MAGs and militias. I had this group of people I was training with, tactical training and stuff like that. And somebody brought up one day, somebody said, "Are we a militia?" And we're like, no. None of us really thought of ourselves like that. So this was way before the term mutual assistance group became mainstream. And I don't even know if anybody had even heard it before we said it. and I'm not taking credit for starting the term. I'm just saying, we're like, oh, we're more of a mutual assistance group. We assist each other. We're there for each other. We train together. We're getting ready together, stuff like that. But we're more prepper oriented. So yeah, preppers and militia can be an awesome team, working together, making each other better. Because like I said, I talk about assets and liabilities. We don't want the militia not properly prepared and becoming a liability. We got to make sure that we all stay in the asset column so that we're on the right side of things. If you want to start one, look up the Lightfoot Militia Standards. If you want a copy of it, email me and I'll shoot you a copy of the Lightfoot Militia Standards. It's a really good document. It's a really good list. It talks about starting, it talks about standards, training, all kinds of stuff, equipment. It's a really good standard. I'm not saying it's the end-all be-all. I'm not saying that everything in there is perfect. I'm just saying it's a good place to start. Yeah, so email me, asymmetricalpreparedness@gmail.com. If you'd like a copy, I'll shoot you a copy. Yeah, and where do the negative connotations come from? Ruby Ridge. Militia? No. Randy Weaver at Ruby Ridge was not militia. He was a white separatist. He believed in the supremacy of the white race, from what I know. I could be wrong, but he was not a militia. Ruby Ridge was not about militia. Yet somehow, the mainstream media put that spin on things because they had guns. But that's not militia. Waco, militia. No, they weren't militia. They were basically, they were a cult, some people call them. But the way that falls under is because you had to get accepted into the group, and like the way they work, that's more of a private army thing, which is not covered by the Constitution. That's actually illegal. But Waco, yeah, that's not militia either. So no negative connotations should be associated with that either. What was the other one? Oklahoma City. Timothy McVeigh tried to get into militias. They all kicked him out. Mainstream media loves associating him with the Michigan militia. From my understanding, he went to 2 meetings with them. First one, he kind of just sat there and listened and stuff like that. Then the second one, he started spouting off a bunch of anti-government stuff, and they kicked him out. They're like, yeah, you're not welcome here. You're a wacko job. So no, they are not at fault whatsoever. I find no fault in them. Here's some general philosophies, some general, some ideas that some of the militia groups fit into. Some of them fit into like one of these situations. Some of them fit into maybe multiple. But I tried to come up with terms that I felt were associative of these groups. So sovereign movement. Basically, they believe in only the Bill of Rights. No amendments to the Constitution after the first 10, after the Bill of Rights. So thinking about white Christians being able to vote and have rights, own property, stuff like that. And I'm not saying that they're exactly on this line. It's just one idea that some people follow. Then nationalists. What are nationalists? Anybody that's a nationalist is not a negative term. That means you love your country and that you think your country is, that you hold your country in more esteem than the rest of the world. You're not a globalist. You don't want a global government. You want your country to be strong, not other countries. Although you can still recognize the fact that a strong global economy is a good thing. That we need to work together and we have trading partners and stuff like that. It's not a bad thing. But nationalists, yeah, believe in nationalism, defending nation and our way of life. I love my nation. I love the Constitution. I like our way of life. I like our republic. So I would fall into that category maybe. Then there's constitutionalists. Enough said. Really, you believe in the Constitution, want to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Sounds familiar, right? Yeah. Former military and anybody that takes it in their heart and soul that never officially swore that oath can still be that. I definitely fit in that category. Then there's the Army of God type people. And I'm not saying that's in a negative way. It's about religious rights. It's about being a righteous soldier for Christ. Upholding Christian values, religious values, people of faith. And to me, that's a good thing also. So, hey, whatever. Okay, so what are some organizations that have come along due to this that are, kind of maybe have something to do with the militia, maybe not. But there's the Tea Party, right? The Tea Party, big constitutionalist movement, conservative. Some people associate with them with the militia. And I'm sure Tea Party members are in the militia, but the Tea Party's not a militia. Then there's the Oath Keepers. Oath Keepers are people like you, that if you've taken the oath, or me, or people that have it in here that makes it up who they are, that want to keep that oath, that support and defend the Constitution, all that stuff. Good organization, maybe, some iffy on the execution of their mission, but I love the idea. Then there's the 3%. What's the 3%ers? The 3%ers is a group that was founded on the concept of that 3% of Americans fought in the American Revolution to win our independence from Great Britain. So basically the idea is that only 3% of the people have to stand up to effect change. I like that idea. And I don't think of any of these groups in a negative connotation whatsoever. I think maybe their implementation or their execution of some things I might have done differently. But yeah, good idea. 3%ers all the way. Boogaloo Boys. What are the Boogaloo Boys? I don't know a ton about it, but my understanding is basically people that are constitutionalists, militia types, people like me that would stand up and defend our country against, the true fascists like Antifa and other people trying to destroy our country. So I think that maybe some of the members have done things that aren't good. Members of any of these organizations, just like anywhere. Just like you have good people at work, you have bad people at work. You have good people in every faith, you have bad people in every faith. You can't judge the entire thing by a few people. So I think good idea, good concept. I don't own any Hawaiian shirts though, and I'm not buying one because I think they're ugly. Sorry. Okay, then there's the Constitutional Sheriffs Association. Yeah, who are they? Well, enough said. I mean, constitutional sheriffs, sheriffs that believe in defending the Constitution. That should be every sheriff. There shouldn't have to be an organization about that. That should be a carte blanche just across the board. You're a sheriff, so you are a constitutional sheriff. But anyway, so why militia? Why do we need militia in this country? Well, foreign invasion, because our military and our National Guard, which is, so a lot of people call that the organized militia, whatever. National Guard and our standing military may not be enough. So we, the people, need to stand up and defend our own homes, our own areas, our own AOs. So that's that idea. Then, and that's from foreign influence. And then there's another thing, other countries coming in trying to take away our sovereignty, or the United Nations coming in. A lot of people don't like that idea. I don't like that idea. We're a sovereign nation. They need to stay out. Everybody needs to stay out. Then there is, darn it. Oh, train of thought for a sec. The militia exists to stand up to a tyrannical government, a government that is usurping our constitutional rights, taking them away from us. You can't take away rights. These are not privileges. They are not to be taken away. You cannot take them away, period. Although a lot of people let the government take them away. So that's another reason why the Militia Clause in the Constitution, the Second Amendment. So why do people join militias? Because we look at things, people look at things, they see the erosion of our rights. They see things like Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, New World Order. We see things like FEMA camps, martial law, invasion, economic collapse, resisting tyranny. A lot of reasons. People could, some people may just want to go out and play soldier. And they believe in the Constitution. So, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. At least you can get some good training and learn some good skills. So hopefully that will come of it. But basically, what it all boils down to with the militia is united we stand, divided we fall, right? So if we're together, militias, preppers, conservative community, we need to band together. We need to stay together. And we need to be ready to stand. We need to be ready to make a stand. No more keyboard warriors. No more talking crap. When the time comes, we will stand. We will do what we need to do to protect our way of life and our republic. I love you guys. Prep a little every day, please. And if you want to be doing this type stuff like we were just talking about in this video, fitness, fitness, fitness. You cannot be out running around with these things and not be fit. So work on your fitness. every chance you get. You need to be as fit as you possibly can if you're going to be out there running and gunning. Trust me. If you're not, you'll die. And you'll die anyway, maybe. But, and like I say, make prepping fun. I tell you what, running out like this with the guys and stuff, that's fun. So it's a good way to make prepping fun. I love you guys, and blessings to you and yours.